Here we go.
Let's do that for them. Hold on a second. I got a couple of things that I need to just do real quick before we start this.
We're kind of live-ish. Hello, everybody.
Oh no.
What's going on? I see people's in the chat. We are live. We'll be starting in a little while. You know how the pre-show game goes. Pre-show goes.
It's the pre-show. I had a group of friends request that I send them a link so they could watch. They're having a GadgetCast viewing party, believe it or not.
What?
There you go.
What you say?
That's right.
Well, as soon as we get that upgraded thing on StreamYard, we can live stream on your Twitter as well, which is even more awesome.
Which is almost at 1,000 followers since I've been asking people to follow me.
Hey now.
Still pretty low, but you know what? I'll take it.
But and our channel's grown pretty quickly here in the last couple of weeks. We're up to 180 something.
I'm at 998 followers. If you listen to GadgetCast, if you're in this live stream, come on, 2 people follow.
You only need 2 more?
We're gonna break 1,000 followers at Gregory McFadden.
Everyone is talking about Savage Greg.
Savage Greg, right? Yeah, I gotta get in this chat. I gotta see what's going on here. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Savage Greg.
Hold on.
I should do a GadgetCast as Savage Greg.
You could. I mean,
we have like a really high profile guest on. Like, you shouldn't let them know. Like,
you could be Savage Greg and I could be I'm So Savage, and it would just be no one would ever listen to us again. Get some of that flim flam from 504. Time to unfollow from Angel Teens.
I'm not follow.
Yeah. Hashtag unfollow.
We have another voicemail this week, so I have to load that in.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Is it by Daniel again?
It's by I'm gonna label him super fan. I think we need our own version of like the whack pack, but he's not whack. That's too cruel. But
yeah, the gadget cat. No, the toilet squad. Well, toilet squad's already been taken. What do we need to come up with something that's not like toilet related?
Yeah, processors.
The Foldy fam.
Folds.
Now we're getting Foldy phones.
The folds.
All right, so Roberto Blake just retweeted my tweet about us going live, so that's cool.
Oh wow, thanks, Roberto.
Don't make Travis lose again. I know, Franklin. I don't think Greg saw my live stream yesterday morning. I don't have the energy. I took a nap later that day. I was so tired. The live stream yesterday was on fire. How did we get 34 people watching already? We haven't even started the thing. I guess most of them from YouTube though, or sorry, Twitter. Like 20-something people are watching from Twitter. That's cool.
Yes,
I can appreciate that. All right, so we're definitely talking about the Z Flip, right? We already talked about that. We're going to talk about Jerry. Did you watch Jerry Riggs thing?
Yes, kind of.
I did too.
Not really.
Cool. I mean, I mostly did.
Like, I get the point.
Okay, cool. So we'll talk about that.
I saw all the articles. I saw the reactions.
I watched this video. I watched the second half of his video, so we can talk about that, and then anything else that
you lead us. We'll talk some Samsung stuff. The voicemail we got is Samsung related in a sense.
Cool.
Completely.
Do we start off with that? Is that what we're going to start off with?
I'll lean into it. Yeah. We'll probably we'll play that pretty early so I don't forget. I got it all queued up here, but I got to switch between song banks. Look at that. All right.
Okay. Yep.
Ooh, let me just check one more.
I think I want to flip. Seems a little fragile. Well, we're going to talk about that, Mr. Mike. We are going to talk about that. Don't you worry.
I mean, part of the reason I'm wearing this, 90s t-shirt under this shirt, which I did wear in one of my videos, so it's an old shirt, so it's a little stinky, but Flip fits right in there. So,
there we go.
Look at that. I got it.
Well, put your GadgetCast background on, man. We're trying to stay on brand. What are you doing?
Come on. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Let's get the double G's.
The double boobs?
Yeah, let's
get boobs.
I'm gonna break the illusion for a second.
Okay.
There's that GadgetCast logo.
Where is that GadgetCast?
I have like the native files, and the last time I had to put it up on the green screen, I just Google search GadgetCast logo and got like the highest resolution thing ever. It was perfect.
Let's get our search volume up.
Yeah. I think that fits, kind of. Yeah, I made it. Look at that. Look, we got the butt crack or the
butt crack, booby crack.
Whatever you want to call it. It's the double
All
G.
right. All right. We good. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start this GadgetCast episode. If you're watching from Twitter, we appreciate you. Don't forget to follow Greg at something long.
I should just put it in the chat. Look at this. Ready?
Put it in the chat so we can get you over 1,000. And then we
power.
can celebrate.
Look at that. Let me.
Then we can celebrate.
Retweet this live link, and then we'll be good to go. Did you tweet?
Also follow. Please do this. Go to NordVPN. Coupon code GadgetCast. We kind of desperate. Please. If you're looking for a VPN, please do this. Yeah, of course it looks wrong. We got the G cups in the back. That's right. The G Cup Nation.
It's safe for YouTube, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. This looks right.
All right. Ready to hit this?
Am I ready? Hold on.
Are you ready?
All right. I have 58 minutes. We cannot let this podcast go longer for 58 minutes.
Well, it's supposed to be like a 30 to 40-minute podcast. So if we're at the 58 minutes, something has gone horribly wrong. Or maybe horribly right. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that means the show was so good we couldn't stop ourselves. So
this is true.
Good thing.
All right. Here we go. There it is. G Cup Nation. 504 has dubbed the G Cup Nation.
All right, Travis, why don't you give us the countdown?
All right. In 3, 2, 1, record.
Hello, world, and welcome to another exciting episode of the GadgetCast. I am your host, Gregory McFadden, joined by, they call him Travis MCP. Have you ever wondered what the MCP stands for? Most charismatic podcast.
Player. Podcast. There you go. That was even better. That's even better, Greg. Look how smart you are.
Now we're demonetized.
That's good.
You threw off everything. This episode's a failure. We got to redo everything.
Yes, I know. Let's rewind that. Let's not.
All right, let's.
All right.
All right, guys.
This is the best, most award-winning podcast on the face of the planet. You're here for GadgetCast, baby. Enjoy it.
We are here. We got people joining us on the YouTube live stream, where you can see a video feed of me and Travis with our glorious logo in unison. Looks
let's
nice.
Save that for let's save that. So for anyone who's listening on the audio, and there is substantially more of you listening in audio than are coming through on video, but if you happen to go through YouTube, go to youtube.com/GadgetCast, watch this episode. You'll see exactly the visual that we're talking about. Let's just say it's boobylicious.
Yes, it is. It could be considered that. I could see some other things if I squint. There's a couple of things this could be. But it is all PG. It is all PG.
Well, yeah, PG. You can get a lot of stuff on PG.
I agree with Angel Dranger. This is better than the Anime Awards.
Okay? I didn't know there was an Anime Awards.
There is.
That's
this. I can guarantee you that this show is better. A lot better.
That's a lot.
Oh, Travis. Busy week. Samsung had their event. We did a special show kind of talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to that if you haven't. But there is actually a product that released. I managed to get my hand on one somehow. Galaxy.
I don't know. You and money. I don't know that you understand how money works.
Okay. I'm gonna reveal a little bit behind the curtain and stuff. I usually don't do this, but I was lazy and I just forgot about it until Travis mentioned this moment. I was going to have like a special thing that I could play, and it was going to be like the segment opener of like Greg's poor money decisions, but I failed at that. So there you go.
I mean, we can talk about the $1,000 stand that you bought.
Let's talk about that.
And then, of course, now you have a Z Flip, which, listen, I'm a little jealous about that. I would love to play around with the Z Flip. I said when I first showed it, I was like, that's the one I want.
Yeah, so this is going to be a foldable packed episode of the GadgetCast. But before we do that, we do have a voicemail, Travis, from our super fan, Daniel, in Australia. Dan in Australia. and he has some comments about some Samsung stuff. So I figure we should play that before we get into all this. So you ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Hey there guys, Dan here in Australia. How are you both? Travis and Greg, you guys rock. Loving the podcast as always. I've sent you a couple of DMs about it already. So look, I love it. And hey, look, I think the Samsung Unpacked was a great one. The S20 Ultra would be the one I would go for, but I'm probably with you, Travis, where I am contemplating waiting for the Note. I'm using a Note 10 as well at the moment, and love that device. But look, the Z Flip in Australia here, Greg, it's tipped to be the ladies' phone of all things. Take it as you will, big guy. Take it as you will. But anyway, just wrapping up quickly, guys. Thanks again for some great content. I have a question for you. If you could help us all know, how did you guys meet and what made you start the podcast together? That's a wrap from me, guys. Have a great one, and look forward to seeing the new podcast.
Oh, there we go. So Dan will be getting the Ultra. That is a phone, but he might consider waiting for the Note like you. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, Daniel's a great fan of the show, great supporter, been really awesome to us. We definitely appreciate him. He he has a YouTube channel called The Wannabe Geek. Check him out for that. And if you want to leave us voicemails, you can do that. Just take a look at the Anchor link in our show notes or in the YouTube channel. You just go to anchor.fm/GadgetCast. You can leave us a voicemail as well. I think he's right. Now, I did see on Twitter, he mentioned not the girl thing about the Flip, but how much more expensive some of this stuff is in Australia, because it's not just the exchange rate, but I've also heard from a lot of people in my comment section about how much more expensive some of these phones are overseas. It's not a one-to-one thing.
Yes, I get that a lot too.
Yeah, wasn't he saying it was like almost $3,000, or was he talking about something else?
No, I think it was the Fold that might have been 3,000, but it was like 2,000 for the Flip.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That's pretty crazy.
That's Fold money in the US, but that's a Flip.
It is, because you can actually get a renewed / refurbished one from Amazon, which, by the way, I would trust, for $1,400, a Fold, like legit Fold.
Ooh.
So
do that.
Yeah, man, at 2,000, I'd never want that to become the norm. It's so funny to me. I did this video yesterday, and I do these from time to time. Every couple months when a new phone comes out, it's like, before you buy whatever phone, watch this video, because I want to tell people some of the things that maybe slipped through the cracks, like some of the information that slipped through the cracks. I did it on the S20 line of phones. I could have done it for the Fold, the Z Flip. And one of the things I would have mentioned is that it's a 1080p screen. Now, is that a big deal? I mean, Greg, you can tell us when you tell us about your experience. Probably, I'm guessing, probably not. But even so, it's something that they just straight up didn't talk about. So there's a lot of things that slip through the cracks when we're hearing these videos. But the funny thing is, people think I'm attacking Samsung, and I'm not. I'm just telling facts. I'm literally telling facts. So at the end of the day, $2,000, I never want to become the norm. While I would love to play around with the Z Flip, A, you can't get them, which we'll definitely talk about why that is. And B, at $1,400, I was just having a hard time pulling the trigger. 1,000 or under, maybe, but even if I would let it fly for 1,000.
I gotta correct you. I hate to be a fact checker.
Go ahead.
It's 1,380, not 1,400. You do save $20.
Stop it. After tax, it's over 1,400. Stop it. Just settle down, young man. But yes, if it had been $1,000, this is where I would say $1,000 makes sense for like a kind of a cutting edge phone. Most of the phones we have now, you can get for under $1,000. And while sure, the Ultra definitely is packing it with a ton of specs that make it worth more than the however much it would be normally, those numbers keep creeping up, Greg, and it makes me nervous. It just makes me nervous.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. It I mean, I made a video. I said, these are the most expensive phones in the lineup, and that was a discussion that we had on the last episode of GadgetCast, where I said, Samsung did a good job by dropping the prices on the S10s, but I also know this audience, and I know people don't like the idea of, well, yeah, you go get the old phone. You go get the old phone. There's no phone for you this year. It starts at $1,000 if you want to play. And I don't think that's a winning strategy. I think Apple had a lot of success with the 10R. I don't know how the S10e sold, but I know the 11, they dropped the price $50 this year, and their earnings was at an all-time high. You know, even though iPhone sales were said to be, you know, slowing down and supposed to be dropping, I think that strategy is working for them this year with a better naming scheme, calling it, you know, making it the regular phone and dropping the price a little bit more. I think it's working out for them pretty well.
And it's like the opposite of what most people were saying about Apple for years. Oh, Apple keeps raising the price, and then it was like this. They did the flim flam, the whip wop, the hooty hoo. They did. Oh, how did that make my? How did that make my Alexa go off?
So for Dan, you know, I you know, his comment about the Flip being a lady's phone. You know,
you got lady hands, don't you?
You know, it's 2020, guys. You know, come on, this phone's for anyone who wants it. You know, it's no anyone can own a Flip. But
she's incredible.
I'm comfortable with my masculinity.
Well, they did market it, which I thought was smart.
As a trendsetter, which we established that I am a trendsetter on the last GadgetCast, which is why
we talked about that last week, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Also, I want to give a shout out to 619 WWE fan. He has been a longtime subscriber to my channel, always in the comments, always talking to me. Really appreciate it. Always. Yep. I know that name. Cool. He's been on my channel for so long. We're always talking back and forth in the comments. So big shout out. Thanks for joining us on GadgetCast. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. The flip flop, the whim wham.
And then before we forget, Dan also asked how we came up with this podcast. I don't know if you want to answer that.
You have to be here for the live stream because there's comments going on in the chat that are just killing me. Yeah. Okay, how did we come up with the podcast?
All hands, okay? They're perfect. You watch my video so you can see them.
I'm not gonna start this again. Okay, right. So this actually was a matter of timing. As I've talked about before, I actually had a pretty big podcast about 10 years ago. That I stopped doing because it was just so much. And then we got into YouTube. Greg and I kind of met. You know, I thought he was all right. But, you know, towards the end of 2019, I kind of started seeing the possibility of me maybe going back to podcasting again. And I literally just randomly said it during a live stream that Greg happened to be in, one of my Saturday morning live streams. And someone said, like, would you do another podcast? And I was looking through people in the live stream, and I was like, yeah, if I did one, I'd probably do one with Greg. And it was kind of an offhanded comment. I hadn't thought about it before I said that. In the moment, it just made sense because I've done successful podcasts before, and I kind of know what the personalities need to be in order for it to be successful. And Greg, to me, struck me as someone that I could vibe with in a way that would make it a good podcast. So it was an offhanded comment. You know, Greg was like, I was actually going to tell you the same. I was actually going to say the same thing. And, you know, we just kind of talked about it and it just made sense. And then here we are. And now, like, the show's taken off. Really, I mean, I'm super excited about how much it's growing over the short amount of time we've been doing this. What is it, like 4 months?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah. And you know, what's the statistic? Like, aren't we in like the top 10% of all podcasts if you go by our numbers or something like that?
Yes. You go by like podcast downloads. We looked it up, and like you know, a YouTube video, you look at statistics and, like, you know, you get like thousands and thousands of views and stuff like that. Podcast is very different. It's not as big as like watching a YouTube video. So the amount of downloads to be in the top category isn't as impressive when you look at stuff like YouTube numbers, which is what we're used to. But in terms of podcasts, we're killing it, apparently. So.
Now, Jeremy says something in the chat. I'm taking everyone saw the Jerry rig, everything, but which we need to talk about. So for those of you listening to the audio podcast that don't know, regarding the Z Flip, which, Greg, I'm going to leave this whole explanation to you because you actually have it. You've touched it. You've done things that we don't want to talk about on the podcast to it.
It's right here.
Yeah, he's holding it. He's caressing it. He's doing weird things with it. In the Jerry Rig Everything video, here's what happened. Jerry Rig, who's known for breaking apart and bending things in his videos, really took a stab at, quite literally, the thin glass, the ultra thin glass that Samsung said they had put on the front of their phone. Now, this has been a kind of area of controversy because obviously the Fold has had like a plastic front. Same thing with the Motorola Razr. And everyone thought that Samsung had somehow figured out a way to put some really super thin glass on the front of this phone, which should make it more durable. Well, it turns out that every single thing that Jerry did to the phone essentially made it treat and feel like plastic. So, he tried to puncture it, he scratched it with his fingernail, all of these things that we've heard about in the Fold. And now essentially what the implication is Samsung's lying to us. So you have the phone, Greg. Give us your feedback in using it for the last 2 days. Do you feel like it's plastic? Are you surprised by this? Give us all your feelings.
Okay. So first off, you're right. The fact that Samsung said we made a glass display that folds, immediately when I heard that, I went, wow, after 1 year, they solved the problem. I thought this would take a longer time. I thought we'd be with plastic displays for a little bit. I thought it would take a lot of engineering to get us to a point where we could bend glass. That's like a pretty amazing thing when you think about it. Now, I don't think they're lying. I mean, they couldn't really lie, right? Like I've seen like a picture of like someone who unfolded they bought it and like I don't know what happened. Maybe it got damaged in shipping, but like as soon as they opened up the flip, not the fold, right down the center was like a crack.
Yeah,
and it was like glass particles. So there's glass on here. I don't think you could lie about that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but maybe it's a marketing term. But from what I can understand and what Samsung said in their press statement is that it's a thin layer of glass, and they also put a very thin layer of protective plastic on top of it, which really begs the question of, well, if the glass is that thin and the plastic film around this is integral to the structure and design of this phone, what difference does it make if there is glass on it? If the plastic is still on the outside and that's the part that can be damaged and you can damage all those pixels and break your phone, well, it doesn't matter that it's a glass panel. And they call it ultra thin. Like you think of thin glass, you're like, okay, well, how thin is that? Is it 100% glass? Is it a composite material made up of like other things? Like maybe it's like 51% glass, 49% plastic, plus a really thin plastic film over the top of it. These are things we don't know, which is why I already did like a 24 hours impressions video on the Flip. And if you go back and watch that, I say, in theory, this should be more durable than, what we've had so far. Thanks, HomePod. This should be, in theory, more durable than what we've had so far. But I said, in theory, because Samsung did not really give out early review units to people. And this is a phone that has been on sale since the 14th. It is the 16th now. I can tell you that stock was extremely limited. I live in New Jersey. I live in a somewhat populated area with lots of stores like Best Buys around me. That was like one of the only stores that was carrying these. I had to go to a Best Buy I don't usually go to. I went on the site like the minute you could order them, 12:01 Eastern time. And throughout my whole area, they only had 2 of the Flips in stock, the black color and the purple color. That's it in my whole area, so I don't think they're selling. I don't think they manufactured many of these. And it is very telling that they did not give this early to reviewers. And when they did give it to reviewers, it was for only, and this is almost unheard of to me, for a 24-hour period, one day. The reviewers only had their hands on it for 1 day. Now, I look at when the Galaxy Fold launched, and we all know what a PR disaster that was. And that was a result of giving those units very early to reviewers and letting them spend a couple days with it. And after a couple days, all the problems with the design made themselves very apparent. It looks like they're trying to skip that this time. I don't know if that's a good thing, because if you sell this and a bunch of consumers get their hands on it, and even if they're like really into tech and stuff like that, you make someone spend $1,400 and their phone breaks on them in 5 days. That is not pretty. And that is not a customer relation I think Samsung should be aiming for. Now, with all that being said, my Flip unit is completely fine. No damage on the screen from what I can tell, no scratches. I baby it though, because I'm aware of what happened with the Fold units. And I spent my own money on this I'm not, I'll leave the durability testing up to someone like Zach from Jerry Rigs Everything. So for my unit, it's fine. But again, I've only had it for what? 2 days now? 3 days? And I'm not putting a fingernail near it. I'm not putting my keys near it. I'm not putting a coin, and we take like our smartphones for granted. They've gotten like pretty durable, I would say. Like iPhone 11 stuff like that. Like, I've dropped it a couple of times, whatever. Like I've never had like the display shatter on me. And it happens. Like phones break all the time. Sure. But like this is a phone that if I leave it unfolded like this, I don't feel comfortable leaving it on a table unfolded. It says keep it away from dust. It says it's not water resistant. The fact that it does fold in and protect the display, that's good. But you're also probably going to leave it like that anytime you're not around to hold it. And when you do hold it, it's so gentle. Like I've seen like people like flipping these phones open and like slamming them hard, like shut, like really hard. I'm like, nope, not my unit. I am not the person to test that. If it breaks with me babying it, this phone's way too fragile.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of chat in the cheater chats in the cheater chat about like where you buy these from, the glass itself. Well, first of all, if it's thin glass, it should act like glass. To Jerry Riggs' point, where when you puncture it, it should spider, which it didn't. So it does bring up the question: is it glass at all? If not, then it might be some other type of material you should not be calling glass, because glass has particular characteristics of it. Regardless, that aside, the amount of products that are out there will be slim. They're not going to make a whole bunch of like they would for the Samsung S20, and so they're not going to make a whole bunch of these. Plus, they can't, because China's on the shutdown right now, so they have what they have. I think what we're going to see is
these are made in Korea, so these might not have.
Well, they may be assembled in Korea.
Well, you know what? You're right. Components do come from China. I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
Everything comes from China.
Travis is right.
They may be assembled in Korea. But the point is, like, we're gonna see a long period of time where people are gonna maybe want these and can't get them. And again, I feel like it's an experimental stage. They don't have to sell a bunch of these to be successful. Like just selling out and then maybe even doing another run and selling those out would be enough. I would actually stop after that, because I feel like if you go much beyond that and you can't sell like the third wave, now you've kind of got this weird situation where you're trying to sell, they become Escobar phones or whatever, like just weird situations. So I would say do another flow, because they're reviewing well. And of course they're reviewing well because most people only had them for 24 hours. Michael Fisher finally, I don't even think he has his full one yet. It's on the way to him now. So there's some people that I really respect that are going to put these to the test, and we'll see where that lands us. I feel like we'll learn real quick if this thing is a successful experiment. So far, the answer is yes. I mean, it's easy to sell out of like 3 phones in an entire part of a state.
Yeah. Like I saw some people like kind of going, oh, these are really successful. I can't buy them. They're sold out everywhere. Like I said, they had 2 available in my area. Like if you can't sell 2 phones, there's something wrong. Like
exactly. But I think they'll be
millions of phones. Like
I think they'll easily sell through this entire first stock.
Yeah.
Which they said they have on the website. And if they do a limited run next time through, they'll sell those, and I would stop. Because if this is supposed to be a trendy phone, making it limited edition makes it even better. So I think next year, different story, and I'm in for that. I'm totally in for that. I want the second revision of the Fold at this point. I don't want to spend $2,000 for it, but I actually do want the second revision of the Fold. I said that since the Fold 1 came out.
Yes. We got a couple chats I'd like to address.
Chats, yeah, which one?
Number one, we got Jeremy Baker, who is also from Jersey. He says, if I root for the Giants or the Eagles, I don't watch baseball. Sorry.
Well, the Giants are in baseball, so
all right. My joke.
It was still a good joke.
All right. I don't watch football.
There's another question about the Escobar Fold, which I think is only interesting mainly because of Mr. Who's the Boss video that came out this morning. Did you see that?
I saw the thumbnail and like the explanation. I couldn't watch anything really this morning, which is why I'm behind. But what is it? It's like a rebrand to Galaxy Fold, basically.
It's yeah. I mean, they put a sticker basically over top of a Galaxy Fold, which is kind of interesting. Now, there's a couple of things that went through my head. Number one, being able to get a $400 Galaxy Fold, I would be in for, except for about 5 reasons why I wouldn't. And there's probably more than that. Number one is Pablo Escobar. If you've watched Narcos on Netflix, you'd want nothing to do with that family. You don't want them to know your name, your email address. You don't want them to know nothing. You don't want them. Huh?
Some favors you're gonna have to do for getting a $400.
Yeah, I don't want them to know who I am. So no. Number two, who knows what kind of software they're putting on that thing that might be tracking your everything? They're a drug cartel. Hello. No, I don't want you to give me a smartphone where you could probably definitely see everything that's going on. Like, no. Having said that, I mean, they say that they bought like overstock returns and all these other things. I think it probably fell off the back of a truck is what probably happened. Again, it's the Escobar family. Hello. They got them by hook or crook. I don't know. I would love to get the $400 phone.
Maybe you shouldn't be saying such,
First of all,
things about these nice people.
First of all, my name is Greg from Greg's Gadgets, and I'm saying all this. Travis is the other guy. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's a cool experiment. Like, I like that they're saying they're using this as an excuse to get their name out there, and it's working so far. But the first one never even came out. So Flossie Carter tried to order one, and they didn't even get it. He had to do a chargeback because it never came out. So we'll see if they didn't just ship this one, Mr. Who's the Boss, because he's Mr. Who's the Boss, versus like, will they ship any more other than the one they sent him? Very likely they will not send out very many. So we'll go.
Yeah. Some companies send out products to get, some recognition. Let's put it that way.
And it's not a bad person. Mr. Who's the Boss is on fire right now. He's getting a lot of views on all of his videos. He's a nice guy. I've done a collab with him before. He's super, super smart guy. And definitely if there's someone. So here's the funny thing. He makes a mention in his video that he he used like his personal name and everything so that he could place an order so they didn't know that he's Mr. Who's the Boss. Well, first of all, unless his name is something that isn't on his Twitter account, it's not like you couldn't figure that out. Secondarily, he marveled how they figured it out. And it's funny, someone in the comment section was like, these guys were like in the CIA. Like they had people deep in the CIA, and finding out who Mr. Who's the Boss is not going to be that difficult of a leap. So, which is totally true. Like, they had people working on the opposite side of the government. Again, watch Narcos to see how deep that family was. Finding out that Mr. Who's the Boss name is Aaron. I forget how you pronounce his last name, but it's on Twitter. It's like his whole name's on Twitter. It's like,
yeah, I knew that. So
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It wasn't that big of a mystery. I don't know. But it was a really good video, and I'm glad that he talked about the way he did, because he essentially said, I don't know if this is even something that's going to work for anyone. Like he goes, I don't even know if the reason I got it is because I'm, Mr. Who's the Boss, versus if I was just someone else who placed the order. I'm glad he said that, because I think a lot of people would say, holy crap, it's a Galaxy Fold, $400, go order one.
Right.
Aaron was very diplomatic about it, and I liked how he handled it. So props to him. Definitely handled it the right way. I don't know how I would have handled it. Listen, I want these people to know my name. I don't want them to know who I am. I don't want them to know anything.
I would have sent him an email and went, sorry, Greg's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, Theodore also has something in the chat. He asked if the Z Flip is going to be my main phone. I just banged it against the table, and now I'm terrified. No, I don't think so. I'm using it, like I'm gonna review it. At this point, I don't see it becoming my main phone. That has a lot to do with durability, to be honest. Because like I can't take this to like the beach. I gotta be able to take my main phone with me everywhere. The fact that I can't bring this around like sand or something like that. Yeah. When summertime rolls around, I don't know if this thing's going to be accompanying me on trips.
Are you going to keep it, or are you going to return it?
No, I think I'm going to keep it. Like I can't foresee returning it unless in like a few days we learn like, like my unit broke. Yeah. Then I might go, all right, experiment's over. I can't waste $1,400 on it. But hey, listen, let's talk about this phone, because I have it. So
yeah,
we should talk about it. It's a cool phone. It is cool. Like if you had this phone, Travis, I think you would totally agree with me. Like for people on live stream, look at that. Look, it's a phone What's going on? It's full, like the display
Wow.
folds in half. That alone is cool. That is cool. If you're into tech, you're impressed by that. You're like, whoa, what just happened? He folded a display in half. Now, is that other than that, it is basically like a normal smartphone, you know? Like this isn't like the Fold where it folds out into a tablet. That's kind of more of like a different experience. You're getting a tablet that you can carry around in your pocket. You can carry around any phone around in your pocket. This one folds into a smaller, more compact form, which is nice. I'm not saying there's no merit to it. It's nice. In my video, I did this demo. I wore this exact shirt. I said, look, this is a shirt pocket. You can put it in here. I can't put my iPhone in there. It wouldn't fit as I fuddle around. Look, it goes in the shirt pocket for the people on the live stream. You can't do that with an iPhone. Like I could carry it here, and that's actually nice to do. Like you just reach up here, phone's in there. It's more compact. If you carry it in your jeans pocket, it feels better. It's not like some like, you know, you have the Pro Max, right? You put it in your jeans pocket. It's almost about to like slip out the side of it in a way, you know, like you could feel it. It's like right there. You could feel it as you walk and stuff like that. This one, not so much. It is a better experience. It's a more pocketable experience. There's merit to this foldable design. Especially, you know, Dan's joking around saying it's the phone for women, but you know, like women's clothing, they don't have like deep pockets. Men can get away with anything. You know, they could carry an iPad mini around in their pockets if they really wanted to. They can make it work. Like women and stuff like that, they might not be able to. But if you have like a small pocket and stuff like that, you fold this down, put it in your pocket. That's a nice experience.
Does it have DeX?
I haven't tested that out yet.
That you should because that actually makes it even more interesting because DeX is a really powerful tool.
So it has the USB-C port, right? It has all the internals of the S10 basically. Like
so it should
the exact same cameras as the S10e because it's a wide angle and ultra wide angle, 12 megapixels, 256 gigabytes of storage. I think like the same processor, what, A55 plus is the S10. So yeah, this is basically an S10 that folds in half. And I assume it would work with DeX then, right? Like no reason not.
It should. I would be surprised if it didn't, but I would love for you to test it.
I don't have anything. But again, the main gimmick of this phone, and we can stop talking about durability. We'll just assume the design works. We'll assume that like most people aren't going to be poking things against their phone. We'll assume that for now. But it is very fragile. Like I baby it. Like and the fact that you already have units breaking again, the fact that you have you know, Jerry just like it scratches out at like a level 2. Like it's basically
scratches up with the level thumbnail, I think is what he said.
Yeah, like your thumb scratches it. And like if you puncture it, like it's not like you just scratch it. Like if you puncture it, you break it. Like there's like dead pixels, all of a sudden your phone starts spasming out. Let's be clear. Like he breaks it easily, very easily. Yeah. But again, talking about the merits of this design, it is cool. The thing that I can't really decide on right now is this worthwhile? Is this a worthwhile pursuit? It is cool. It is nice. But again, this is new to me. This is very novel. I don't know if in a month I'm going to be like, I got to flip my phone open again to read Twitter. Like I mentioned in the video, it's a longer and deliberate experience. You have to like, again, you could totally slip this in your pocket unfolded. I wouldn't do it based on everything I read. Like, and based on this latest durability test, I wouldn't slip this phone into my pocket, unfold it. I wouldn't leave it on my table for like 5 minutes, unfold it. Like someone drops like their keys on it and all, like it might break, you know, like no. But it is definitely cool. And if you're into tech, you'll appreciate this. But that is also something that's dangerous in a way. Oh no, something weird happened.
What happened?
Ooh boy, that's not good.
What happened?
My Rodecaster said it stopped recording.
No, I mean,
I'm hit record again. Oh no,
what?
Rodecaster Pro has encountered an error. Recording has stopped.
What?
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Am I recording through here? No, I'm not recording. I'm still recording my side. What?
Okay. I'm probably gonna have to take stream audio then, but that's fine. That's why we have backups.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to.
Our audio listeners probably gonna not be as nice this time around. But
well, here's the problem. We don't want to take it from. Well, yeah, I guess we'll have to check YouTube because here's the thing. I haven't been recording both sides on my Rodecaster. I can now, but I wonder how long it hasn't been recording.
I think very recently. I've been checking it for time.
Okay, hold on. Let me switch headphones then.
Go ahead.
This will make it easier for me. Let's see. Let's hold on.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, and it shouldn't be, but hold on. Okay. So what this allows me to do is hear myself too. I can now do things. Let's see, audio. Let's move it over here. And there we go. Okay. So now I should be able to hear you again.
Okay. I'm gonna say that was because of the
why would that be?
I have 27
Why
minutes
can
on
I
my
hear
SD
you?
card. Maybe that's why.
All the things are going wrong.
That's all right.
I can't hear you, Greg. Turn your volume up. What is happening?
You can't hear me?
Wait, why? I don't understand why I can't hear you. Hold on. What is happening here? What is happening? Because now I'm not even recording your sound. Where's your sound? How is that not a thing? Make sure your outputs and your inputs are correct. Because mine are. I was just talking. Hold on. My testing is working. So check it in StreamYard. Make sure your StreamYard setting is good. Terrible. I think what's going to have to happen here is Greg's going to have to do a lot of editing later on for this podcast. It's funny, he can hear me, but I can't hear him. But I mean, I hear everything else going through the mixer. I guess we could do a clap. Nope, not yet. I might just have to switch my headphone back again. Let me switch it back again. Let me try it. Hold on. Let's go back to this. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. And then let's go here. Okay. Can I hear you?
Hello?
No. Oh, yes. There you are. Okay.
Hello.
So now I can hear you again. Okay. That was weird.
We're just gonna
we'll figure it out.
As I'll just do I'll just do it off the YouTube audio. It's fine.
Yeah, no worries. Okay.
Well, I'll put the first half in as good audio, and then sorry for the second half. It's gonna sound a little worse. It's okay.
It'll be weird. Okay, doesn't matter. So the point is, oh, the one thing I was really surprised by was on the Jerry Rig Everything, when he did the sand test to kind of test the bristles. And I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. And you can hear, okay. And then after a while, it actually kind of, those bristles that are supposed to be in there, which I guess we'll find out when he does the breakdown. Yeah. Seem to have actually worked. Which is good.
That is good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of impressed by that.
Yeah. And yeah, I read that too when before I even started using it. I was like, oh, that's an interesting design element. I wonder how that will work. So it's good to see that it is working.
Yeah.
But yeah, Travis, this phone is obviously a compromise. Like, you're spending $1,400 for it. And the best way that I can describe it is, again, I just said this is basically an S10. Now, you could spend the same amount of money and get the S20 Ultra, which, if you just look at specs, and obviously no specs, you can't, but again, there's a lot more expensive components in that has the latest camera, that has the latest processor, has better screen technology and stuff like that. Oh, you did ask me before, and I meant to keep this in my head. You asked me if like the 1080p screen mattered. It doesn't matter. It's a weird resolution. This is like it's a very long phone. Like it's very long. I don't know if I have my iPhone behind me. But it's taller than the iPhone. And like, if you watch like video on it, even like 2x1 video, you get like black bars on the side. Like, that's how long the aspect ratio is. And yeah, I forgot what point I was going to make. Is it
worth $1,400? Just answer that question.
No one should buy this phone. Let me be clear. No one should buy this phone. It is cool that I can bend the display. It works fine right now. Again, like the specs aren't that old. There's nothing really wrong with it. The cameras are okay. If it's more pocketable. But again, I really think that this is Samsung basically using us as like beta testers for these products. And at $1,400, you're spending a premium to get worse specs. You're also getting a phone that is very fragile, and you're signing up to basically be like, you're paying to test a product for a company. That is something they should do. That is something they should do. You shouldn't be paying for that. They should be testing it for years and years and years and going, all right, now it's ready to show to the public. Now we're ready to launch this thing. We're ready to make like a really good product. And using this phone is not some like brand new, like crazy experience. Most people I show this to, like, I'm the tech guy. I'm the one who gets impressed by this stuff. I show this to my friends. I show it to my family. I show it to them in person, and I like fold it in front of them. Half of them aren't even impressed that the display can fold. It's almost like they're like, it's like they thought it could do it already. Like, oh, like
Wow.
I guess like they've seen like flip phones before. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, look, the display's folding. Isn't that cool? Isn't that like so like wow? Like, isn't that like the future? Like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. So
It is interesting, but it only needs to be cool to the person buying it, I suppose. But if it is supposed to be for trendy people and people don't think it's trendy, then
yeah, I've taken this out in public. I was honestly, and I never expect this. I get like the latest iPhones, latest Apple Watches. I was actually expecting while I was like filming stuff in public, I was expecting someone to ask me about the phone, someone to actually come up and go, "Wow, did you just fold that in half?" Nothing. Like when I got like, the first Apple Watch, I had so many people come up to me and go, "Oh, is that the Apple Watch? Oh wow, how is it? How do you like it?" Like just random strangers going up ordering food. People like, "Oh, that's the Apple Watch? What do you think about it?" No one cared about this phone.
That's
like,
interesting.
Yes, I was blown away. I was expecting like looks. I was expecting stares. I was expecting people to come up and comment to me. Like I'm clearly like folding it at a table at like a very crowded places. No one says anything to me. I'm like, okay.
Look at me. Look at me.
I was supposed to be trendy. They told me I was trendy. I should have got the Tom Brown version. That was the version to get. That was the better version.
All right. Look, we are just about out of time because Greg has to go, and then later on tonight, he's got to figure out how to edit this.
Do you have like any like questions about this phone? Because I've been using it. I don't like. Is there anything like you want to know, or anything you think people would want to know?
I want to know how long it's going to be before you'll let me borrow it. That's what I want to know.
Never.
Will you take it any? So once the newness wears off,
okay.
Will it be your secondary phone? Will it be something you'll take with you? It's just going to stay at home.
I think I will carry this around. I think I will just like take this around with me because it does fold up, and like I said, I just put it in my shirt pocket. It's occupying pockets where okay, whatever. It's just in there. Yeah, I think I will take this thing around with me just because I want to keep using it. I want to test this out for other people and see, like, is there any warnings or am I wrong? I could be wrong. This design could be perfectly fine. This, like, under normal use cases, maybe nothing happens to this phone. Maybe they nailed it. I really don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But I think if you're a normal consumer, Michael, I really haven't tested the battery long enough to really get a good idea of it, but it actually seems to be okay so far. And then 504 is saying about the camera. If you have any experience with the S10 line of phones, it's very similar to that. So I would say that's what it is. So not as good as like the iPhone 11, and probably not as good as the S20 based on camera samples that I'm seeing. But I guess that remains to be seen because that phone's technically not out yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far, like specs wise, like this is like a solid phone. The biggest compromise I think you are making is in the speaker department. Strangely enough, it's just like a mono speaker on the side, and I've gotten so used to like the stereo speakers on phones now that it's like, oh wow, that's really pathetic. Like it's
yeah.
There's some like gimmicky stuff with it, like you can like fold it up like this, like do like video chats and stuff like that.
Yeah, that looks cool.
I guess that's kind of cool. You could prop like a YouTube video up there and like type and stuff like that. Like I've done it. It's like I normally wouldn't use it like that. The crease is strangely enough. The crease. I didn't talk about that. So straight, like looking straight on, you really can't notice it, which I was surprised about. I was expecting to like see it all the time. I can't notice it if I'm looking directly at it. But you start going a little bit off angle. You start holding it around like this. You look at it off axis. You notice it. But you look straight on. Surprisingly, not that bad. You can feel it though, which is strange. You can feel it. Like you run your finger along the middle. This is what I want to talk about in the podcast. I should have brought like, look at this. Travis is ready to end this. I'm making it long.
No, you're the one that said you had to leave at a certain time. I'm trying to help you out.
Okay. So when you scroll along the middle, there's like a bump. It's like a very slight bump, right?
Yeah. And
you could feel it. So I've had to go back to like my iPhone for a couple of things. Like, before the show, I had to airdrop the voice message to the Roadcaster. And I've been getting this strange experience when I go back to my iPhone where I'll scroll in the middle and I feel like a phantom bump. Like there's nothing there, but my like sensors are like expecting a bump. And like I think like maybe it's like I'm slowing my finger down as I get towards the middle. And there's like this like phantom bump and my brain's like all messed up. I also had picked up my iPhone and tried to like fold it. And you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh wait, no, this is like, because like I like to like fidget with things. So like this has actually been like really bad for me. This thing might break because it's in my like I play around with it like all day, like closing it and folding it open and stuff like that. And like I just pick up my iPhone and it's like, oh, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that.
True enough.
It's technology.
What I want to see from you is, a week later, 2 weeks later. We'll talk about it every week on GadgetCast.
This is a long-ranging topic for sure.
Yeah. I think it's important.
Based on my findings right now, I think the novelty of folding it will wear off. And I basically said that in my video. Like right now it is new and exciting because I've never done this before. This is a new experience for me. But when you unfold it, it's basically a normal smartphone. Like the idea of folding it and carrying it, you're not using your smartphone. Like when it's in this mode, you're not using it. That's the cool part about it. You're not using it at this mode. You get this little stupid screen on the front. It doesn't do anything. It shows you like, look at this. Like you can actually scroll and this is useless. Why did they put that there? The time was fine. This is great. Time, battery, whatever. That's fine. Why did they let you scroll to who's doing this? If you got time to do that, you're opening this thing.
Just open the stupid thing.
Yeah, it's a new experience, so I'm very interested in it. And again, the fact that you can fold a display to me is mind blowing. I'm like, wow, that is so cool. I think these make more sense in the Galaxy Fold form factor because that is a completely new experience. You are getting a much bigger display by folding that, and it is the footprint of a phone. That is, most people want the biggest screen possible in the smallest size possible. And that is what the Galaxy Fold is. I think that is where these things will go. But the market's obviously big enough where some people might just be like, yeah, I don't want a tablet. I just want a regular phone. Just let me fold it in half. So again, there might be some merit there. Again, I've only had this phone for a few days. I really need to use it longer before I give you a full review. But that's kind of my findings right now. It's cool, but I think the novelty will wear off. And I am very, very concerned about the reliability. I'm going to say it again. Anyone listening to this, don't buy this phone. Just wait. Yeah. If you like the idea of folding technology, just wait. Unless you have a lot of money to blow, like, okay, whatever. That's fine. But if you're going to get this as like your main phone, I wouldn't. I don't think I would.
And if you really think about it, what Greg said is absolutely true. Once it's folded, you're not using it. And once you unfold it, it's just a phone. So it's something to think about there. Yeah. So you're paying $1,400 to fold something. All right. So
I paid $1,400 to fold something. It's the second worst purchasing decision I've made all year, to be fair.
That says a lot. And we're only in February.
I hope it doesn't break on me because that will be the most devastating thing. I'll just be like, wow.
You better make a video of it. You need to make a video if it does.
Yeah, I'll get those rage views. I might make the money right back. Maybe I should just go throw this off a cliff right now.
All right, I mean, listen, I did pretty good when I threw that S6, which is kind of funny because that's an old phone.
There you go.
Yes, and just make sure you do not buy the Escobar phone. No, don't do that.
No. So wait, hold on before we wrap up.
Yeah,
your thoughts. What do you think about this Z Flip? What do you think? Everything you've seen so far with the coverage, what I've told you, what's your like first thought?
I still want to be able to use one and play around with one. Like I get how cool it is. It is cool. And I think I would really want to, have it for a little bit of time, but I don't think I could bring myself to spend $1,400 on it. I just don't think so. I think when it comes down to it, like Mr. Tech Haven says, what I really wanted was the fold because it becomes a bigger phone. That part speaks to me. The rest of it, I'll play with it, and for a week I'll love it, and then I won't care because again, at the end of the day, it becomes a regular phone with last year's specs and less battery. So
yeah. It's compromises. You're paying more money for compromises. And if you just got a regular S20 for $1,000, you're getting, I mean, it's not even out, but I'm sure I'm pretty sure you're getting a better phone.
Yeah.
Like you can go buy 2 iPhone 11s for one of these things, you know? Like,
And this is really for flexing and being on Instagram and being an Instagram
you heard
model.
it straight from me. I was flexing and no one noticed. What the heck? People
You flex in front of the wrong people.
iPhone.
You need to flex in front of some Instagram models or something.
I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna go show my family again and be like, hey,
You should do that. See if
it's cool again. No,
you should do the everyman kind of.
I showed it to my dad. He's into Android, actually, believe it or not. He's like into LG, he's like an LG fan.
Oh, weird.
It's like I got Painfully Honest Tech living in my area. Come on, what the heck?
It's weird.
Jason.
All right. Well, look, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully the audio portion is somewhat fixed, or I don't know. Who knows? At any point, we'll be back.
It's not like it's gonna be that bad.
It'll be fine.
If you're listening to the YouTube live stream now, like it's already, that's the audio experience. But
yeah,
I'm sorry. I do apologize for that, because I don't know what happened to my Roadcaster. I love this thing. Now I'm upset.
I think you just format the SD card, man. It's time to format that card.
I think like there's probably like, oh, he only has 27 minutes left and it's multi-track. We can't record anymore.
Might be. You need to format that.
You know what, let me sum up this entire episode, Travis. Let me sum it up. I can finally
go.
Crap. Oh, crap.
There you go.
I think it was pretty good, to be honest. But anyway, we'll catch you next time on GadgetCast. Make sure you check out any of the links in the show notes and on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, the description below to follow Greg on Twitter, me on all the things.
Wait.
And
we got to check. Did I get to 1,000?
Oh yeah, check it.
I mean, I'm sure everyone on GadgetCast follow me. Oh, one person did follow me. So hey, if you're listening,
okay. So people in the chat, if you're not following Greg, put it in the chat real quick.
Look at this.
Put it in the chat again, so one person can follow you. Like literally, we just need one person. Otherwise, he's gonna, and then someone unfollow him immediately.
No, don't unfollow me.
Go back and forth.
Go create a secondary account and follow me if you're already
make fake accounts so Greg can get to 1,000 Twitter followers.
I don't care. I'm about to hire some bots to follow me. I'm going to blow this Twitter up. You think
all right, well, we'll see.
The situation was bad? Wait till you see me. I'm not.
We'll see you next week. I'm Travis. He's Greg. He's ridiculous. We'll get out of here and we'll see you next week.
I don't even have to hit stop.
I guess not. That's terrible. Well, I'm still going to send you this file, and then I'll send you the file that
send me everything you got. I think I'm just going to probably have to just I'll try and get the first part in. If it even recorded it to the SD card, hopefully it did.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. The thing is, what I think you're going to need to format it, because there's probably your file's probably huge. Mine are pretty big, but the fact you're doing multi-track.
I got big files, man.
And huge files and files are
wow, a lot of people in the live stream for this one. That was great.
Yeah, no.
How many on Twitter? Because I saw like
there was always at least like anywhere between like 5 and 10 people on Twitter watching at all times. So we did really good.
Hold on, wait. Let's check if the GadgetCast audience is at one. Oh, someone's saying I'm at 1,000. Let me check. I had open. Why did I close my Twitter? What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Oh, 1,000 followers.
Yes. Whoop whoop.
Look at that.
Screenshot it before I unfollow you.
All right. Let's screenshot this. Send it to all my friends. Look how popular I am.
Hey, look. I made it, Mom.
No one cares about YouTube numbers. It's all about that Twitter number.
Yeah, it's so funny.
They need to verify Travis. Travis
I know.
Followers.
What the hell,
Travis,
man?
They need to unverify TechSmart and verify you. That's my campaign. I'm gonna tweet
kidding.
Let's go to war with TechSmart. He hasn't posted anything since that happened, right?
Why he needs to stay quiet until people forget.
It's been a while. I didn't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, that was strange. If people don't know, that guy what did he do? Like hired like a bunch of bots.
He bought views.
it was like very elaborate. Like he bought like a bunch of like Apple TVs. I'm like I was like reading like the story. I'm like, you could do that?
I know. What does that got to do with anything? I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's like making like millions with like this like really simple idea. It's like, what?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was an elaborate plan to make a lot of money off Wish, man. And I hope Wish is taking the appropriate actions because it's kind of shenanigans.
If he's guilty, I'm not gonna. I'll leave that up to the.
Well, I mean, they got like he's got like tweets and stuff, and I mean, like, how is he not guilty? I mean,
seems pretty concrete. And
he had a picture of a bunch of Apple TVs. It's like, what the hell more do you want?
It's a pretty big admission of guilt when like.
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
Channel. It's like, oh, guess you're dead.
Yeah, it is a little strange that he had like 1 million something subscribers, but like almost no followers on Twitter. It was very strange.
That is like. This is why I want more followers on Twitter. I think people are going to start accusing me. I'd be like, what? Greg has how many?
Well,
like
and the other thing is, it actually makes you wonder, like, how many of his subscribers are actually like legit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way that number is legit. No way.
I hadn't even considered that aspect.
No way you can have. There's no way you can have over like what? He's over 2 million.
Something like that.
There's no way you can have over 2 million subscribers and not have like at least 5,000 Twitter followers, at least. Like,
yeah, you would think.
If you compare it to my ratio, like,
was he really active on Twitter? Because if you're not active on, for example, I'm not super active on Instagram at all. Like, I'm hardly on.
Oh yeah, my Instagram stinks.
Yeah, so I got like 200.
And I wasn't as active on Twitter until much recently, and I told Travis, like, I didn't even like mention it in my videos, and I started doing that, and like,
I need to do that. I keep forgetting to do it.
So
it's in my link. It's in my link in my description, but I never like outwardly say, "Hey, by the way, I'm on Twitter." I need to remember to do that. I want to shoot a video today.
I always forget like the power we wield.
Yeah, we have a little bit of power. By the way, why is it that whenever you mention like GadgetCast or you try to do like a good call to action, those videos don't do as well as like don't mention anything, 100,000 views. Mention go see GadgetCast, 2,000 views. Like what the hell, man?
I'm gonna put it on a good video. I'll put it on a good video.
Holy crap on a stick, man.
Damn,
like, here we go.
It's not my niche. Sorry.
I was so excited. I'm like, dude we're gonna blow up. Go to our
we did get more subscribers when I did it, but we did not like, it went from like 160 to 181,
which is pretty good. And I was sending people over, I think on Twitter, and then also in my description and
audio podcast out since I did that. So we'll see if we get more there too as well.
Yeah.
Will Savage Greg have his own Twitter account? It's a possibility. I don't know. People seem to like that character. For as little views as that video has got, that character has seemed to resonate with people.
It is funny because sometimes, there will be a small group of like hardcore people. So I have a Instagram for that other character, my Savage character, and for a while had more followers on that Instagram than my own in a shorter amount of time, which is terrible, but true. Okay, let me try to get these files over to you. Everyone in the chat, appreciate you greatly. We will see you next
so much.
week.
Every week the live stream keeps growing in numbers.
Getting bigger. Dude, if we get your Twitter live stream going, we're gonna have like 40, 50 people.
Like we mentioned all the time, the audio numbers they dwarf the YouTube numbers.
Yeah.
The fact that like 25 people tune into a live stream for 181 subscribers, like if you guys aren't into YouTube, that's like, I think that's like unheard of for like engagement. Like no one.
The percentage is super high.
The percentage is high. Like, wow. Like I think I could go live on my channel. I probably wouldn't get 25 people to show up, and I have like.
Oh yeah, you would. First time you would. You'd get a couple, maybe like 300, 200 or 300. You would. First time you would. I'd put money on it.
People don't like
money on it. First time live streams on a channel tend to do very well. You would do very well your first time out.
They don't
do it at 100,000. How about that? Do it. Come on, Greg. You're such a. Oh my god, dude. Even Brandon's done live streams, and he's done it a couple times, and it's been fine. Just settle down. You're so worried about nothing. You're so funny. You saw my video today is doing really well. I finally got a bump. Everything's going well. I did a live stream right before it. Settle down. It's fine. Nothing's wrong with it.
If I even have the honor and privilege to get to 100,000,
you will, dude. You will. Of course you will.
Consider it. I don't know. Hey man, I wake up every day going, all right, this is the day it all falls apart.
This is the day it ends.
This is the day it ends. It's over. Streak's over. Life's over. Had a good run. Had a good run. It was fun while it lasted.
It was good for a while.
That's me.
All right, everyone. We'll see you guys later on. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.